Ezreal or Karthus here. Karthus has been really, really strong in both of these games here. Scar got off to an amazing start, so he had a little help there.
All right, well, here we go. Dignitas on the blue side. Caitlyn, Thresh, TF, the same bands as last time. And you're right, that Daydream and Thresh band is all the way through. And GGU still not changing their band strategy.
Yeah, both teams feel pretty confident here. It's more about outplaying at this point, and they both have a reason to be confident. They both won a game fairly decisively, and they both showed that they know how to take out their opponents. Looks like it's going to be the Karthus. That's the highest point of contention.
All right, so the Karthus, the Death Singer, is back for another chorus here. GGU now have their turn to make their own preparation. So, you know, the Karthus, that was the highly contested pick. That was grabbed away. Of course, Ezreal and Elise, sorry, were highly contested as well. Will these be picked up for GGU?
So, Elise, Nintendo definitely loves that one. I'll probably see him pick it up, but it's not like they have to nab it before Dignitas choose Elise, because while Kiwi Kid does like that, he hasn't played it in the top lane in a while. And it looks like they decided against it here and go with the old Banana Dog.
All right, so they're picking up Orianna and Nasus for their lineup. I mean, you said they're just not worried about the Ezreal Gauntlet pickup here then?
It doesn't seem like it. It seems like that's more of an afterthought here. The Dragon Control and late game attack speed debuff that Nasus has to offer is looking like it's king.
Okay, so there is the Ezreal locked in. Apparently Dignitas do want to grab that for themselves. GG picking up some new grabs for themselves. This is their first time Nasus. And there we go, Crumbs rushes for Jarvan the Fourth.
So he went back to that Lee Sin for a little bit. He likes the champions that can make early plays. Jarvan definitely in the same vein. He's just a little bit more popular at the moment than that Lee Sin too. So not surprised to see him picked up there. A hover over Heimerdinger. Definitely a shout out to Cutie Pie and those Heimerdinger mechanics.
Always, dude. This is just typical Mashme, man. He just sits down there, likes look at the comforting Heimerdinger fates. I mean, who doesn't like looking at Yordles while making a decision here? So looking at the Heimerdinger coming on through. Again, we mentioned the earlier picks coming in from Dignitas. Good Game University, they've got a mid and a jungler. They've got to pick a whole bunch more stuff still.
Oh, we're having flashbacks of the Cutie Pie Corky there. It looks like it was just a little shout out to Cutie Pie's little mishap at the double golems.
Indeed. So this time around, it's going to be Don't Mash Me, picking up Twitch, Gente with Lulu. So new grabs here again for Good Game University.
Don't Mash Me on his Twitch is one of his favorite champions. He said it so many times that he barely ever loses with Twitch, and a loss on Twitch is demoralizing to him because he feels like he's almost, you know, invincible on that champion. He plays it extremely aggressively. He takes pride in the fact that he plays his Twitch more aggressively than other AD carries.
All right, we'll see if that aggression does pay off for them. Of course, Dignitas, they're forced to blind pick of their top laner here. We've got to figure out what it's going to be as Dig also looks for their final pick, which will be a support. Right now, it's looking like Kiwi Kid will be given Renekton, which can't really hate on too much, but they've still got 10 seconds to figure out what support they're grabbing here for Patoy.
Yeah, he did great on that Renekton in the last game. Like you said, he built a lot of more damage than he did when he was on Zac. They hovered over that one for a little bit and decide like they need the extra damage because, again, they're the ones who got that Ezreal. So it's going to be that kiting Ezreal with his Iceborne Gauntlet, and they want to have another damage source here to go with Karthus. It's going to be telling in this game which of those APs actually get going early. Because if Karthus, you can actually, like Probably said, he's very squishy early game, you can actually pressure him very early and try and keep him from getting those scaling items as long as possible. If you can hold off that Rod of Ages till 15 minutes in, then that's a huge win against Karthus.
We'll see if they can do that. They can pin him down. So the Dignitas lineup are here. You mentioned Karthus, kind of the odd man out. Only one not dressed in yellow on this lineup as well. I'm sad they didn't quite color coordinate this one. Ignite's showing through as well. GGU though, you mentioned the Twitch being a big deal, the aggressive player. What's GGU's hope here?
So my hope here is that GGU uses one of these failed old secret CLG strategies that they used in a couple of scrims where they had double lift on Twitch, stealth into the rest of the team with an Orianna ball on him and shockwave everyone for a couple of spray and pray shots. It's fun to see. It's not very effective because then Twitch is obviously going to get exploded. But I always like to look for those type of plays and just hope that something like that could happen, because if you poke them down before you do that, there's a chance of getting 100% to 0 there. It's a big risk, a big reward play, but that would definitely be exciting.
It does actually remind me of the very beginning of the season, which was GG versus Curse, where they did run a Twitch who would like run the heck into the enemy team and say, "Come at me, bro." But they had Kale on the team that time, so he wouldn't die. This one, Orianna, a little less defensive than Kale, not invulnerability, just a shield. We'll see if they can do it once again, guys. It's game 3. It's do or die time. This one. Well, I guess these 2 Nexuses, but really this one sort of bout means everything for these guys. Win, shot at 100K, prize pool, lose down to the promotion tournament. Big deal for both these guys. Dignitas in blue, GG in red. Let's get it going.
Now that I think about it, that stealth missile Twitch is looking a little bit better. We've got a Lulu who can knock them up too. Oh, I'm getting my own hopes up this time here. But we see both teams not going to take any chances in the early game here. This is the deciding factor. They're spreading out, trying to get vision. They don't want to overextend. Jarvan flag goes into the bush to check that one first.
This looks like game 2. Dignitas are running in hard right there, just saying, hey, get out of our way, get out of our way. We're going to put a ward in your stuff. Back on out, and Skara just throwing down these Skittles, and they are going to get this ward here. Again, the flag toss comes out. There we go. Dignitas with early wards.
There's a good little bit of poke here onto Skara, so they're taking the bite out of Dignitas' invade. They were successful in laying down the Wraith ward, and this time GGU weren't in the position to answer with the Wraith ward, so Dignitas with a slight upper hand and vision this time around, and they do have that one deep ward inside GGU's jungle, which is going to alert them to Nintendo's path. And we've all seen how well Crumbs can capitalize on the smallest bits of information that he does receive.
He is a very, very powerful player when that comes into play. So we'll see if he can make these early plays that he loves to do. GGU, though, they are going for a lane swap themselves. They've sent Twitch up to the top lane there with Daydream and Lulu. They want to get some free farm onto him.
Yep, Zion Spartan down here. He's pretty confident on that Jace. Played it very effectively during Super Week, and it looks like we're going to have a pretty normal start here. Both teams trying to take as many of these small camps at the beginning as they can. Everybody just helping out in the jungle here. Jace going to head mid, and Jin-Tae going to go bottom again.
Wow, that is going to be the matchup here. He's going to be stuck in a 1 versus 2, so that might be a rough matchup for him. Nintendo grabs the blue buff very, very easily. I mean, Cutie Pie did share double Golem's experience, and this could be a very rough matchup trying to fight against this pretty big Ezreal.
Yeah, luckily Orianna can CS from a decently far distance, definitely safe distance here with her command attack. But it's going to be a little bit hard. Jin-Tae's okay with his 1 versus 2s though. We saw him do a really good job on Karthus, and it'll be a little bit of a similar playstyle here on Orianna as well.
Well, there's going to be something very interesting, though, at this bottom lane. Patoy spent an early vision ward around the dragon area, which will allow Crumbs to sneak in behind Jin-Tae very, very easily.
Yeah, if he does overextend at all, then they'll catch him out in lane. But it's been a long time since we've had the early tower dives, and Jarvan's really good at those as well, so they could actually sneak around and go for one of those. It looks like Nintendo had the same idea. He's going to go bring some backup to that Orianna lane and try and help him clear some waves.
Let's see if they can do that. Of course, early boots did come out for Nintendo instead of the Spirit Stone. Ward does go down in that Tri-Brush. That will help Jin-Tae spot out if Crumbs comes by. And, of course, Crumbs is coming by.
So a lot of things that people do, because they do expect the ward in that defensive Tri-Brush, is wait around here on the side like Crumbs is doing, just in case that vision is there. And it makes GGU feel a little bit safer because they have that ward. But Crumbs is still in position to make a move if Nintendo does back off and leave Jin-Tae to his own devices.
The lane is pushing up. They will see him now. It's the 3-on-2. Will they go in? There comes Crumbs. The wither comes off from Nintendo. So far, their turret is alive. Spirit Fire and the ball really shoving these minions out right there. And the turret does not lose too much health. And Crumbs runs away as, Zion Spartan came by to help party.
So Zion Spartan came down to roam and relieved some pressure, but Skara did not waste any time. He shoved that middle lane. Kiwi Kid just coming out of that scrap up top with a little bit of life, and it looks like he might be the first one to go back.
Skara and Zion Spartan, though, in a battle up in the mid lane. Zion forced to run away. The minions, of course, going to block any shock blast he goes for. Red Elixir was popped by this guy, and he's going to be forced to run back to Nintendo. Helps hold up this mid lane.
Kiwi Kid has not returned to base. He's sticking in this top lane too. And he has a red elixir of his own. So if they do go for that dive, they're going to have to take that into account.
But in the top lane, you have so much pressure coming in from Don't Mash Me. Look at how low that turret is down below, just a few hundred health right here. However, the jungler, Crumbs, he is coming by to help defend this one, as Intended has the exact same idea.
Yeah, so they're going to do the same thing here. He's just going to come through the lane and try and pressure this turret down. It's really low, so they'll probably be able to get some free hits here. It looks like Kiwi Kid is going to get exhausted, and Don't Mash Me goes for the turret.
Yeah, she's putting out some pretty good damage right here.
Exhausted. Withered.
Yes.
Same thing.
Close enough. Similar effect, actually, to be fair. And they push once again down for this turret. Looks like this will be theirs. Finally, Crumbs and Kiwi Kid are forced to run back. And then Dude says, hey, run away from me. Barks at him a little bit, and they back off.
All right, so first turret does go to GGU, but that means QtPie and Patoy going to try and answer here. QtPie going very aggressive.
They're going to put some damage onto Kiwi Kid, taking a little bit of pain over there on the left-hand side lane. But of course, on the right-hand side, you're seeing that turret is getting dropped down quite quickly as well. Between QtPie, looks like they're going to completely answer this turret. So that 6.7 to 7.3 is going to turn right back to equal. But first, here comes Zion Spartan, knocks Patoy back in. Ignite is there. First blood picked up, and Zion is not done yet. Red Elixir is on, puts some attacks down onto QtPie. Jinte gets the ball back. There's a dissonance. QtPie flashes away, but it's hastening up the team. The Shock Blast comes out. One more attack to go. He flashes in. He finds it. Zion Spartan hopping over to minions, trying to run away from this battle. Only 200 health left on him, but there was no one even nearby. Scar, are you close to level 6? He's actually level 6 right now. He goes for the Requiem. Is it going to be enough? Zion Spartan back in base, and he lives with like 40 health.
Zion Spartan safe. He makes it home, and they get out scot-free. 2 kills for him. That's going to be huge. He roamed down from that mid lane, and it was just Patoy and QtPie overextending. Dignitas made the call to try and answer back for that turret, so they just overextended way too far in that turret without any wards. Great job by Zion. He said he was going to carry this game, and it looks like he's got his backpack.
He's pulling he is pulling a Scar as far as last game is concerned. 2-0 very early on. Got that tier done. Doran's Blade as well. Now Dignitas are going to pick up the crumbs. They've got a few minions to try to clean up. So let's see if they can hold themselves into this game. They're down 1,400 gold.
That's a pretty early lead here, but we've seen bigger comebacks, and Dignitas not giving up. They're switching down the AD and supports down here. Crumbs going aggressive on Daydreamin'.
They find the knock up there. Crumbs now forced to run away. They're, I guess, not outnumbered. It is 3v3 right here. They're sending Kiwi Kid back to the top lane. Dignitas are not trying that hard to contest this dragon. Of course, neither is GGU, as Zion Spartan goes to the same place.
So Zion Spartan, no teleport, but he is very fed right now. He got the early 2 kills, so he's going to go pressure up on this top lane. And meanwhile, they're the ones who got the Nasus pick this time around. So they're the ones with the dragon control, because that's automatically given over to you, as Don't Mash Me, going a little aggressive here down in the bottom lane. If any action does happen here with the AD and supports, then they can immediately transition to dragon.
This will be interesting. There we go. QtPie puts a shield onto himself. Of course, a little bit of pain coming from Daydreamin' as well. And Nintendo comes into party. He is level 6. QtPie burns his E. There's a flash in from Mashme. Of course, no flash still for QtPie. And there's the pressure. This is a very, very dead Prodigal Explorer. And he falls over. Mashme puts himself on the scoreboard with an early BF sword to boot. And Scar just grabs the blue buff.
Yeah, that would qualify as some action down with the AD and support lane here. And it's definitely going to mean Nasus gets a free dragon, Nintendo popping his ultimate, and they burn this one down.
The Shock Blast comes across, trying to scare away Dignitas. No one, of course, there comes the Q. That could have been risky, but no, red team does slay Dragon, and Tendude picking that one up in style as Kiwi Kid gets to free from the top lane.
So at least that's going to give Kiwi Kid a little free farm up there. He can try and get back on the same level of Jace here, because once the red elixir runs out, he's going to be under pressure up there, and there's no turret for him to fall back on.
Could be a risky proposition here. So we talked about the globals a little while ago in the earlier games. Twisted Fate in game 1, Karthus in the 2 so far. How much does that global pressure matter when you're trying to fight in side lanes?
Well, we saw how they almost were able to grab something here with Zion. It was just a little bit off on the timing there for Scar. So it hasn't really come into play quite yet. But you do always have to keep that in the back of your mind, and it helps if someone on your team is keeping that cooldown in their head. It's pretty hard to do that, so you can usually only do you know, guesstimates of it, because there's so many different factors that could be reducing Scar's cooldowns. But a general timer on that one does help a lot when you're in a side lane and you want to go aggressive.
Well, GGU friends gonna hope that someone kept track because Scarra's ultimate has just come back up and he's still wearing a blue buff for now, so even the next one will come up before too long. Scarra's hit level 9, he's trying to get himself some items. You mentioned if a Rod of Ages is after 15 minutes, that's when people can start to be happy about that. We'll see if that ends up being the case here. Mashme and Daydreamin are still forcing their way 2v2 in this bottom lane, and Mashme just popping still just for an auto attack.
Yeah, we talked about how he's an aggressive Twitch here. He likes to get in the mix. He likes to be on the front lines here. The way to punish that is come in with a Crumbs Jarvan. Lane gank here could be effective if we see Don't Mash Me overextending again. As he sneaks into the side bush, they don't wait for it.
He goes for the flash. Oh, a lot of damage on the match. We have Pink Ward down as well. The Lulu. Oh, and there is the Requiem coming across. Will they get the damage to pick up a kill? Exhaust is on, but not enough to kill off I'm a Cutie Pie. And the counter gank from Nasus won't be enough either. Great pickup there for Dignitas.
Great save by Patoy. That's the global pressure you're talking about coming into effect. They wanted to get off a gank while they had Scarra's cooldowns up for the Requiem.
Just beautiful play right there. So now cleaning up the scraps. They're keeping this turret alive. Still 1-0 for GGU. That bottom turret, again, only 250 health on it. Dignitas, if they ever win a battle there, that turret is theirs. And look at that. Crumbs is just shoving. Okay, he's not going to push in. Daydreamin will have to try to hold this.
So they're crawling right back into it. You're right. If they had, Jarvan might have been able to finish that one off. But look at the wards here down bottom lane. It would be very dangerous for Crumbs to stick around. He doesn't have any vision of that river.
That could be, of course, very, very difficult. So, Jinte holding this mid lane down. Ball coming across. Keeping himself in pretty good shape. To recap this game, guys, in case you missed it, you missed a lot of really, really amazing games. And an amazing one so far. Oh, Cutie Pie! Oh, Mashme missed the slow, though, so he's not going to be able to answer onto this one too much. Cutie Pie tried to backdoor that turret. But, guys, 11.5 minutes in. GGU up just over 2,000 gold, and this is the all-important Game 3. A win here is massive.
So we just saw Cutie Pie almost overextending again. Last time they wanted to finish off that turret, they both paid for it with their lives. That could happen to them again because it's only one hit, and that Cutie Pie face check right there means that he wants to go in there and just one-shot that thing so badly. They've prepped for this. GGU has sent Nintendo down to the bottom. They've now even got Jinte around here who could roam. So there's a lot of tension building in this bottom lane, and it could erupt at any moment here with Jarvan sneaking in as well.
This could be really, really big. Crumbs looks like he might just lurch forward here. Dignitas are looking for that counter gank. Again, that overextension, and there is the dog coming down to the bottom lane. Dignitas have pinged him out. Shield comes in. And Dignitas are running back right now. And of course, so are the rest of Gigam University. So no one wants to fight just yet, but Crumbs is still lurking around. Continued instead will just sweep away this mid lane as Dragon is coming up in just 2 minutes.
This is that patient style of Crumbs that we were talking about. He spends a lot of time trying to get in the right position and trying to pull off good ganks and counter ganks. If he's not rewarded with anything, then it was just some wasted time down there in the bottom lane. He can't really make up his mind back and forth inside this bush, and he's not getting any experience right now.
He isn't indeed. So they're just relying on that pressure. As you mentioned, Gigam University is still holding their turret strong and freezing it right in front of that structure, actually. Daydreamin in a little bit of a spat with Cutie Pie. Ult comes across, finds Daydreamin, but Toy with a knockup as well, but they don't get enough pressure. That turret barely surviving on its last few legs, only 42 health. And as Crumbs sits right back in the corner, this could be the time they push in for it. Another mini wave comes across, and here we go, Dignitas. Will they make that push in? They've got Zion Spartan coming in from the back. I don't know if he'll be there in time, though.
So this is Dignitas trying to use Cutie Pie's aggression as bait here. And they've got Crumbs just been waiting in this bottom lane for so long. They've got a pink ward, so at least they know that he's not standing on one. But just this last hit on the turret is killing me inside.
And the ult is up from Scarra as well, so a fight here would absolutely be explosive as the jungler from GG was forced to hold the top lane. They got to realize something's afoot right here. Cutie Pie finds it. Shot Glass comes across, and here comes the counter gank. They're going in on Cutie Pie. The damage output is there. They knock him into the air. Will they have enough damage? Oh, the ult's coming across from the supports and the AP mids. Oh, the exhaust on Mashme. Cutie Pie survives that battle, and here comes this mix right here. Crumbs finds one. Will they find a third? Zion forced to run back. Shot Glass comes out. Doesn't quite find anything, but beautiful orchestration. 2 for 0.
There's that bait I was talking about. They used Cutie Pie's aggression to say, oh, look, Cutie Pie's going to one-shot this turret here, and GGU took that hook, line, and sinker, paid for it with 2 kills.
Beautiful pickup there. So now the game basically back to tied. GGU started out so strong, but now 19.5 to 19.9. Barely anything separates these teams as we crush 14.5 minutes in. So we get Dragon up now. It's alive. These teams can fight for it. Who wants to fight for it?
Dignitas are pretty confident after turning that last one around. They've just clawed their way back up to even score here pretty much right now with the gold. And since they took the bottom turret, it means that they do have that extra little control over the bottom side of the map. They need to get a ward in on it soon because Nasus is on GGU's side right here, and he again is just making a beeline right for that thing. He could try and burn it down with his ultimate.
Well, they are rushing it down. Crumbs and Scar are actually both in Dignitas' base still, so GGU get complete control over this one. The turrets are 1-to-1. This dragon is just theirs absolutely. And of course, the first dragon went to Nasus as well, so 2-0 on dragons, 1-1 on champion, 1-1 on turret kills, 3-3 on champion kills. This is the only thing keeping GGU up right now.
Nintendo just smite a little bit early right there, so Don't Mash Me picks it up, but Jenna was not able to steal that one away with her Howling Gale. Always nice to see a support steal. It would be very, 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 very hard though, because it's a level 1 Howling Gale right now.
Absolutely, but hey, we've seen crazier things happen, so keep everything kind of on the table here at LCS. Dignitas are keeping themselves in the mid lane, all 5 actually. Of course, a very similar posture here for Good Game University, so they are in preparation for the Freljord event, prepping their skills. Dignitas holding off this turret. Poke comes across, doesn't quite land. They are playing the poke war right here.
Yeah, they've got a blue buff on Jace. They're happy to play this poke game. Orianna as well can play her part. The acceleration gate, not only does it accelerate the shock blast, but Orianna can get in there too, try and throw out her command attack and dissonance to add some extra damage.
Okay, so Dignitas getting poked away, and Mash Me actually, good move by Good Game University. They're actually letting him free farm in the side. He's got to be aware though, there's 3 members of Dignitas coming down from the side, and no, he will stealth and recall out.
Yeah, nice little trick right there. You can pop ambush. As soon as you pop ambush, if you push your B button, your recall will not break your stealth, and you can get out. Sneaky, sneaky.
Sneaky indeed, so good job right there. And now Skara being forced to, or being allowed, I should say, the free farm. Look at Skara, by the way, 187 minions at only 16 minutes 40. I do want to call out how ludicrously awesome that score is.
It's definitely exactly what you want to do on Karthus, just zombie farm. He's done a good job of it. Also trying to throw off his Requiem whenever possible to pick up kills. Successful one of those times. And so he has his snowbally items completed that we always talk about. Those 2, the tier and the rod, going to be stacking up here. So he's fine with waiting for his power to really peak in the next 5 minutes or so.
Yep.
But they are behind in gold, so GGU still with a tiny bit of a lead here. And we'll have to see if Don't Mash Me lives up to his aggressive Twitch style and goes for a stealth kill after he completes that Infinity Edge. Because once he does complete that one, you can pop out of nowhere with a big crit, can be game-changing.
Well, he just got enough money for it now. We'll see if that ends up being his next trip, is to the base for some items. JJ still trying to hold on this mid lane, but Skara, I mean, he is massive. It's level 14 to level 11. Just look how well Skara is doing in comparison to his lane opponent. I mean, he's the highest level guy in the game. Dignitas are really putting a lot of weight on his shoulders.
They've also got an Aegis of the Legion here, complete for GGU though, so they've recognized it too. They're like, we need that magic resist quick, because this Karthus is going to be a problem late game. So Nintendo doing his part, being a team player, getting magic resist for everybody, and he's going to want to upgrade that to the Bulwark because Scar is in this powerhouse position.
Yeah, wow, the Scar though, even though he's so good at killing minions, could not stop that mid lane push, so GGU 2v1 managed to take out that middle turret. So 2-1 now. GGU have found another advantage here in this game. Guys, it's game 3. This means everything for them. And Mash Me is just trying to farm out, trying to carry himself through. Scar and Kiwi Kid there. And On Fire Crocodile trying to make sure that their mid lane is safe. And the waves just get cleared over and over again.
Dignitas are grouping before GGU right now, so they're trying to take these objectives. They've got 5 people down here.
They got a knock up on a Nintendo. Crumbs in the mix as well. Nice shockwave comes across, but it's Nintendo getting caught out. Forced a flash out of Cataclysm. Kiwi Kid lands a stun as well. Scar is still taking a bunch of poke. Zion and crew might want to go in. They've got a lot of damage on this Dig crew. Looks like the blue buff was not stolen away at all. So instead, that will be given over to, I would guess, Jinte. He does grab that. As ult comes across, does not quite pick that up. Zion actually helps secure that as well.
Yeah, Zion wanted that blue buff too. He shot his shock blast over the side. Jinte's the one to pull it off though. And a good play by GGU right there to defend their blue buff. 5 people were in place for Dignitas before GGU were ready, but a beautiful shockwave by Jinte, able to disengage.
All right, so here we are into this game still, almost 20 minutes, and with 2 dragons and 1 turret in GGU's lead, they only hold, well, they actually hold a good 2,000 gold here, so slight advantage them. Dignitas, nothing, well, I guess a minute and a half till dragon, otherwise they've not been able to force team fights in a while.
They haven't, and it's going to be a whole another minute and 20 seconds before another dragon is up. So it's going to be some more lane play for the next minute or so here as we see AD carries down bottom. There's actually a big discrepancy right now. So an Infinity Edge Twitch will add so much more than this Ezreal, who has only the Sheen, hasn't been able to turn it into that kiting machine that is an Iceborne Gauntlet yet. If they did have a team fight, Don't Mash Me's positioning would really be the thing to watch out for. Again.
Yeah, so they're just like buying as much time for PewDiePie as possible, saying, yeah, ult this, I'll warm it up for you, burn the cooldown, don't worry about it, go ahead and keep farming in the lane. So putting a lot of eggs into the PewDiePie basket as well. Zion Spartan farming out. These guys should have dragon time very successfully. 35 seconds, we have it counted down. This will be an important pickup here. Daydreamin has picked up the early oracles though to help sweep this out.
Yeah, they are pre-clearing that one. They want it to be clear so that immediately when the dragon spawns, if they still see Kiwi Kid top, they can go for it. Because Kiwi Kid has no teleport. There's no way he's coming down there, and it'll be easy for GGU to burn down this dragon with that Nasus ultimate.
Alright, so burn it down they might try. 11 seconds to go. Skara farming out the mid lane. The ping's coming across. Everyone is localizing themselves now down to the bottom part of the map. This is going to be the fight. 3 seconds till dragon spawns and everyone is here. Ward's coming across. Here it comes.
Yep, Kiwi Kid came down. They knew that dragon was spawning and they had it timed very well. They're also able to get a ward in there. So this is going to be poke wars to start out around dragon, and we probably won't see anyone trying to tank it very quickly here. It's going to be who gets caught out first. Oh, if that shock blast had landed on Crumbs, it would be much more effective, getting him below 50%. Dignitas, they back off and they're going for the mid turret instead.
The mid turret does seem to be their goal. This could be theirs quite easily. The whole crew is there, and this is going to be their turret. They'll trade Dragon for it. Dignitas says that's the right idea for us. No big deal. Dragon goes down. There's the turret.
GGU could either swing mid right now, or they could swing bottom and answer with another turret. It looks like they want to cut off Dignitas before the second turret in mid lane goes down.
Well, they're putting on some pressure there. Here comes another shock blast. They find a bit of pain, and Dig are not really too afraid right now. Iceborne Gauntlet comes across, and Dig are actually holding their position in the lane. Let's see, Don't Mash It comes in with a stealth, finds some slows onto Patoy. GGU stuck across the wall. This could be brutal right here, and here comes the damage up. But PewDiePie and Skara turn in. They look for the damage on the Twitch. The explosion's coming across. It's still Don't Mash It trying to survive. He goes down to Skara, and they found 2 kills so far unanswered. They're still pushing forward. Jinte forced back. PewDiePie gets the damage. Ignite kills off Patoy, and will the Requiem come across? They've not tried to just yet. Daydreamin and Zion Spartan still trying to be in the mix. Everyone at Dignitas so low on health, but they're staying here right now, and they are recalling back safely. 1-4-3 in that fight. Nice pickup for Dignitas. They win that one.
Ooh, Nintendo just got caught out so hard right there. They were trying to sneak around the corner into their own base, and Dignitas just cut them off so effectively. Don't Match Me was stuck in the back with Skara, and Skara did not let him get out of his sights.
A beautiful fight right there. Well played, Dig. Zion just going to grab the lizard buff to himself. Yep, not going to give that one away to Don't Mash Me. And Mash Me, you mentioned that aggressive Twitch. He went for it, and he got basically nothing out of that fight.
He didn't have anyone to peel for him because he was behind enemy lines there. The rest of GGU were trying to sneak through to the turret. They got caught out, and that meant that he was all alone in the back lines. No defense for Twitch. Means they lose the team fight without even blowing that Requiem. So the next team fight, Dignitas still have a huge upper hand here. That's a very, very important tool for them because that's guaranteed damage. And Skara rushing towards that death cap even. Looks like he's going to go for that spike in power very quickly.
That is going to be a scary card. So what happens if Skara gets that cap? How can GGU deal with super big Karthus?
We saw it in the previous game where you engage on Karthus if you can catch him out and burn him down, then immediately disengage. If you can get a disengage after a Karthus death, then that is the perfect thing that could turn out for GGU here. It's going to be very difficult for them to find Skara in a compromising position, though.
We'll see if Skara can keep himself safe, as it's going to be an important thing for them. And court for GGU as well. They get the pressure. There comes the initiation
Oh,
in.
God.
Kiwi Kid across the wall. Beautiful shockwave comes across. Oh my gosh, everybody completely getting crushed out. Don't match me. Looking for a pressure, looking for the kill. They trade 1 for 1, 2 for 1 so far. And suddenly Dignitas are losing a whole bunch of health. The shields come across. They find 2 though. 2 for 2 in this fight. 3 for 2. GGU wins that battle. But Zion Spartan is not done. He's revealed by a word. QtPie knows he's there. Patoy! Ooh, that was a close shock blast. Will they beat down to this? So QtPie Patoy still running down the map. Looks like Zion's going to disengage.
Zion has no more vision, or he would definitely continue taking pot shots at these two guys down here. That was Jin-Tae just winning that fight right there. That shockwave on every single one right there was crucial. They bunched him up, don't mash me, pop, spray and pray, able to burst down Dignitas so quickly that they all got low around the same time that Skara died, and they couldn't fight on the dead Karthus body. They had to flee for their lives.
All right, so let's take a look at the items. We've talked about Skara so very much. Let's take a look at the big sort of key playmakers for GGU. You got the 4-0 Zion Spartan, and the 2 and 3 Don't Mash Me, but you mentioned that spray and pray. What are they going for?
Well, you can see he's already going for the Blade of the Ruined King here. He's got the Cutlass plus the 2 extra daggers. So he is going to be melting down not only the squishy targets, but even the Kiwi Kid over here that is the tank. He just wants to be able to shoot through every single person in his sights. Meanwhile, Zion Spartan, he's got that early Muramana upgraded, and he's going with some extra magic resist. That's actually a really good item. The Hex Drinker against Karthus, because you get that shield when you're low, and that's exactly when Requiem comes off. So a lot of times you can just block the entire Requiem with it.
Well, that's going to be his hope right there. Of course, no deaths on Zion. His itemization has worked for him, but Dignitas ever the ones on the aggressive. They're looking to pressure out the map. They sweep out the wards towards Baron. They're going to keep moving forward.
I want to say after that last team fight too, Skara made a split decision to turn his tier into Seraph's Embrace instead of completing that death cap for the spike in power, because he needs more sustainability. He has to survive longer. He needs that shield. He needs more defenses.
Okay, so Skara will hope to survive in the battle. You mentioned getting him dead right away was going to be a key, and it was last time around. Let's see what Dignitas and GGU do right now. 1,700 gold, 5% only separates these teams. A very, very, very small margin here in Game 3, 27 minutes in, and it's still anyone's battle right now. Baron is up, Dragons in 50 seconds, and they're pressuring everything on the map.
So delayed team fights are what Dignitas are looking for, because they've got QtPie with all this cooldown reduction and his Iceborne Gauntlets. They want to be able to kite around, let Skara get off AoE damage. Quick team fights are what GGU are looking for, and look at Don't Mash Me on the front lines.
They find a little bit of pain. The spray and pray comes across, finding a little bit of damage, but not enough at all. That is the ult burn from Twitch. The ult comes across from Ezreal as well. GGU forced to run from this one. Nice read by Skara to get away from that stealth hamster ball that you mentioned earlier.
2 people still up on top for Dignitas, and GGU are running away from this 3-man mid.
Oh my gosh, such good positioning for Dignitas. They're still pushing down everything they can. Shock blasts come out from Jace as well. And the team will look to regroup towards the top lane. GGU trying to hold on to their turrets. They are actually down 2 to 3 in turret kills because of Dignitas' positioning.
GGU are still up a little bit in gold here, but they sort of panicked under the split push from Dignitas. They didn't engage on the 3 people. Scar's down to 50% to start this one off, though, and GGU are back in position.
Okay, let's see what they can do. Mashme's ult still down for 60 seconds. We'll see if that ends up being an important timer for them, as the rest of their spells do seem to be available. Dignitas shoving out the mid lane. They're making sure nothing of theirs is under pressure right now.
So Dragon's up right now, and we only have this single word over here for GGU to alert them. Skara's in the face, so if Dignitas did go for that Dragon, GGU are in the perfect position to try and burst down a Baron right now. They've gotten Oracles, they're clearing it out, and they want to force Dignitas into their hands.
Well, looks like this might be what the case is. You can see them pushing through. 3 in mid. 2 recalling, no, 3 recalling now for Dignitas. They are playing this one very, very slow, and look how measured these teams are suddenly now playing. You had, like, 2 minutes ago, it was super hectic, pushes everywhere, oh my gosh, can we catch someone? And now they're just, okay, breathe. Breathe, think about it. Where do we go next?
That's what happens when each team trades decisive team fights like that. It takes the confidence out of each one. Both of them know that it's going to be very touch and go here. And we see Dignitas are going for that free Dragon. Meanwhile, GGU are taking that opportunity to clear Baron. They have the vision advantage over here now, and they're trying to force Dig into a bad spot so they can get one of those bursty team fights that we saw last time and just take out a member of Dig quickly
Yeah.
so that they can back off.
No, Crumbs did spot they weren't going for Baron. The flag toss across. He walked over and said, okay, we're safe right now. So Free Dragon picked up does help Dignitas. It puts them in the gold lead once again, 40.9 to 40.8. These teams are neck and neck. Daydreamin rewards the Baron pit right here. The ultimates for everyone but PewDiePie now at this point are up as he wave clears his mid lane and tries to buy more time for his team to run across. Jinte and Mashpee again trading farm. And let's see where they will go next as these teams still sit equal.
So we've got a Last Whisper on Jace. Great buy because that means the Shockwave, even if we have the front lines here, Renekton taking the hits from that with all his armor, it's going to shred through that and still stick. They need that poke to soften up some members of Dignitas before they go to the engage because they are looking for that first fight.
Well, let's see what happens. Crumbs, again, sweeps out the Baron pit. They're definitely looking for some kind of battle. These guys are just fighting as hard as they can for control of the map. But Don't Mash Me has been sent all the way to the bottom side of the map. GGU putting themselves in a numbers disadvantage and saying, yep, it's okay, we want the farm right now.
Yeah, this is a really dangerous play from GGU right now. They're counting on their poke to scare Dignitas enough that Dignitas won't commit to a Baron, but they're going to do it, and it looks like it's a repeat from last game. The team with Karthus is going to burn this one down. They're going all in on it.
All right, putting a lot of damage down below half right now. Of course, wards are still there. PewDiePie takes some poke, and will GG be able to stop this? Crumbs flashing in, lands the EQ, Nintendo ults on. Oh my gosh, the burst damage, but Toy falls over, and there's Size Party finds PewDiePie as well. So much damage, Scar falls, that's 3 for nothing so far, but they're starting to fire back. Crumbs losing health, Kiwi Kid the only one alive. It's a 4 versus 1, there's the Wither. Kiwi Kid losing his health, trying to dash out. He will fall over, and now GGU 4v0 have control of Baron.
That was GGU. They fought without Don't Mash Me. Don't Mash Me did not fire a single shot that fight. He was waddling up the river the whole time. Amazing shockwave once again by Jinte. Even though he was behind in farm, they're able to win out that fight, and they're going to be rewarded with Baron right now. GGU making a strong play.
Absolutely beautiful fight by Good Game University, schooling everyone in how to win a 4 versus 5 battle. And by the way, spoiler, Jinte with an amazing shockwave for the second time this game.
Both times that they've won the team fights, it's been on his shoulders. It's really nice to see him get some of the highlight reel plays now here too, because he was coming in. He was the sub for so long. They were without Shifter for weeks after weeks, and people have even kind of forgotten about him at this point. It's just such a great time for Jinte to come into his own. It's really the perfect time, actually, the playoffs.
This is literally the perfect time for Jinte. And I mean, what a story for GGU as well, right? Like you mentioned, the roster swaps. Daydreaming came in out of nowhere. Their players were getting stolen away, and look how strong they are now. Crumbs getting with a Nintendo, really playing aggressive here. Can't break through Sharpen's shield though, so not too much gain by that, but they're still pressuring. 3-3, they've equaled up the turrets. They're pushing the bottom lane now. No one will even try to stop that turret from going down.
Dignitas are not one to give up. They will defend these inhibitor turrets. They're letting the outer ones go so that they can have better positioning around here. They can still win a team fight here. Even with Baron, GGU, they do have that weakness. Skara, he's extremely fed. He's got Azanias now, so we'll be looking for Skara to try and get into the center of the team fight. Zanias before he dies, then after he dies, he'll have his passive up. He can continue doing AoE damage, and if GGU make the mistake of fighting on his body for the duration, then Dignitas very well could make a comeback right now.
Let's see what ends up happening here. The shield is off on the turret, and GGU don't make much headway at all. Actually, literally 0 headway because of that shield from Patoy. He's got a Morel and Namakan finished up now, but that poke battle, it's there for PewDiePie. 3 completed items to 2.5 here for Don't Mash Me.
Yeah, he's going to be firing off Mystic shots willy-nilly here. Hopefully he can get some landing on high priority targets. Look how tanky we've got Daydreamin on this support Lulu over here. He opted with the Locket for his team. That's why they had Nintendo rush the Runic Bulwark here, so they're splitting up those defensive aura items, and having that one sitting on the support means that he is extremely tanky, and he's going to be able to get more shields off. Catching out Kiwi Kid here, this is really
They're
bad.
They're going to get a Crocodile right here. The slow is there, so much pressure. Even using Blade of the Ruin King, and Kiwi Kid gets completely caught out. 1 for 0. PewDiePie says, that's this scary metal ball. Walks away from that one. And here we go. 5 versus 4. Jay's still in the middle lane, actually, so it's a 4 versus 4 for this turret. Shield comes across, and here we go, the push in from GGU. Completely stopped, actually, by Wall of Pain and True Shot Barrage. And now Dignitas are on the hunt, actually. Can Crumbs find something? Wither comes across. There's a Glitter Lance as well. And no, he's going to be forced to run. There's a Flak Toss. He'll get away. Kiwikid is trying to wave through as much as he possibly can.
During this whole time, we have Zion Spartan pushing down middle. He took out a turret. Now he's onto an inhibitor turret. He's getting free damage, and they have to send someone to answer.
20 seconds still on Kiwikid. Look how much health a turret is losing, but there's the battle in the bottom lane. We look at it now. Crumbs forced away. Zion says, I don't want to risk this one at all. Runs right back out, but Baron Buff, it's only got 30 seconds left.
They made great use of it, though. Very big wins here from GGU. They were even able to get a lot of damage on that middle inhibitor turret. So next time that they return, they won't have to siege for too long. Something that they could do is pull the old trick with Twitch, where you pop your spray and pay, and he can outrange a turret. He can shoot that one from the back lines. It's not quite as easy to use as the Kog'Maw W there, because it's his ultimate and it's a very long cooldown. But since the turret's so low, they could just burn that one down if they really wanted to.
Well, the red buff is going to go to him right now, so he's got more great things for that spray and pray, applying Blade of the Ruin King, applying Lizard Buff, applying Critical Strikes from Infinity Edge. This guy's going to shoot up an enemy team very successfully. Kiwikid goes back to the top lane. Looks like you're not having too many nightmares about that game.
After Dignitas were taking so much AoE damage, magic damage, we even see a Giant's Belt coming out here from Patoy. So he's trying to get tanky, just like we were talking about Daydreamin being extremely tanky on that support, because every single member on the team right now is crucial. The first team to lose a player is going to be fighting for their lives for the entirety of the rest of the team fight.
So 7,000 gold now puts GGU in the lead at 36 minutes in. They took down game 1. Dignitas completely crushed game 2. And here we are in game 3. GGU just clawing their way into a lead right here. And look at that. They are just putting a lot of eggs in the Don't Mash Me basket. He is just taking the solo lane farm a heck of a lot this game. 297 minion kills on him. The highest on his team, to be sure. But Skara is on Karthus, and that's a scary thing to behold.
Yes, so Dignitas really have to have amazing positioning in the next team fight. They can still pull this one out. They have to have, especially Kiwikid, not get caught in a shockwave. Kiwikid has built mostly armor here. He's got 262 armor while only 100 so magic resist. If he's able to avoid that shockwave damage and get onto the backlines and on Don't Mash Me, then they'll have a chance and they can start wreaking havoc.
Well, right now, though, GG are wreaking havoc in Dignitas' base. Zion Spartan on the split push, so low that turret is, but here comes Kiwikid with home guard. This could be bad for Zion. Kiwi's going to go to dash through a minion. He will not land the stun as Zion puts down the acceleration gate and flashes away, so Dig did get a summoner out of that encounter.
They would have much rather got Zion's head on a platter, but they'll take a flash. That's at least a small win, and now they're going to have to worry about pre-warding Baron, because it's only a minute until GGU are again going to sweep out all the vision around it, threaten to do Baron, and if they don't go contest it...
Whoa-oh. Oh, Mash
yep,
Me.
Oh,
Mash Me. Scar and Crumbs. He has to cleanse away, but here comes the knock up almost from Crumbs. He's trying to run. There's the... Oh, will Mash Me go in? He looks to try to kill Scar. He's been exhausted, though. He flashes out, but he's just getting melted right now. Scar pops Zonius to be safe. There's a free kill, and he's dead for longer than Baron respawn, so Baron will be up in a 5v4.
That's perfect for Dignitas. This is the small little win that they needed to get back in this game. Scar making sure that he didn't go down to any poison or crazy freak ultimates right there, popping both the Seraphs and the Zonyas at the same time. They actually get the free kill, and it's going to be very important how they use this time without Don't Mash Me. They have to capitalize on this power play.
Well, they've got another 10 seconds till Baron comes up. 26 on the Rat. Right now, they're forced to just wave through the mid lane, wave clear the top lane. Zion Spartan splitting bottom without so much as a ward to spot out. Bit of a risky spot for him, and you see him run away.
If Dignitas could catch out GGU right now, then it would be huge, because it's 3-on-5. Not only is Don't Mash Me dead, but with we have the Kiwikid down bottom too, so it'll be 4-on-3 if they do make it happen. They're going for it with a blue buff Karthus right now.
And here comes the rest of the team. Mashme and Zion Spartan running across. Jinte puts the ball down. Can he get another miraculous shockwave? And of course, KiwiKid coming in from the back. Baron losing more health, down to 1,000 health. Oh my gosh, Nintendo steals it, and there's the shockwave. Do they have the damage? Skara does not have Zonias nor Seraphs. Will they get the pain down? Jinte forced to flash away. Crumbs is in, and here comes KiwiKid as well. Who's got the damage? Nintendo is up in the front. KiwiKid kind of alone in the front line. Nintendo getting burnt down. They find one kill, but the Nasus will fall over. 1 for 1 in this battle. GGU 4v4, but they've got Baron buff. Where are they going to go?
Nasus and Renekton both going down. GGU heading straight up the middle here. We have Don't Mash Me again on the front lines.
He gets a slow, and Scar's going to go down. They find another kill. Dignitas still forced to run away. Scar will not even attempt to use Requiem because nothing's going to fall over. Shock Blast comes across. It finds PewDiePie, puts him down to 400 health, but here's the numbers advantage. The rat in a ball will force down the turret. They find it. It's going to be their first inlet into the base. They've still got 30 seconds of 4 versus 3 as they move down towards the bottom side of the map. Of course, this is another turret that's available. Daydream takes that out. Mashme with another shield on him will happily kill that as well. It's time for inhibitor number 2, and they're going to look for it. Still 20 seconds to go. They've still got the numbers advantage. They've got Baron buff. The slow comes out onto PewDiePie. Mashme just wants the inhibitor instead, not the champions. Cutie puts some more poke down. Inhibitor down lower and lower. One more attack to go. They find it. There's a knockup. Will they go in? PewDiePie actually gets jumped on. Mashme's chasing it down. He gets the slow. He's going to keep chasing, but he's been exhausted. Can he get the damage up? The shockwave comes across. Crumb's getting lower and lower, and now the team will disengage, but KiwiKid's not done. He is done.
That extended demolition party inside of Dignitas' base that resulted in 2 inhibitors taken was all set up by GGU's confidence in Nintendo. I feel like they plan for his Baron steals. He has had several Baron steals in the LCS that are just so perfectly executed there. It's really unbelievable.
Yeah.
That was even against a team with Karthus burning it down so quickly. He just got right in there fearless, and another shockwave from Jinte was able to set up that team fight.
I think you're right. I think Nintendo is like the Baron stealingest player in the LCS. I legitimately believe like Nintendo is the #1 smiter in the league right now, and that is
The
such
Baron
a
bandit.
like whatever subtitle you want. Like I want like a Nintendo playing card which has like a subtitle for each player, and it's like Jinte, amazing shockwaves. Nintendo steals every Baron when he's not even on the map. Like this guy has been doing amazingly for them and holding them in this 2-0 on Barons. The kills only separate by 4, but you have an 11,000 gold lead for GGU. They're playing this game amazingly.
They have really come out to play today. They're looking for that upset. They feel it's theirs. It's in their grasp, and they just need to finish it off here. They're shoving in, and they're willing to catch out Skara, but they don't go too deep on it. It's important that they don't overextend too much right now. It's possible to still throw, and you have to stay calm in this situation. Excuse me, I can't even keep my tongue in my mouth.
Not very hard. Of course, neither can Nintendo. You must be panting with how much that dog's been running around. Shock Blast comes across, still poking down Dignitas. Of course, that Baron buff regen helping GGU quite a bit. 2 inhibitors are dead. They're looking for number 3, playing the siege game. 42 minutes in. Game 3 for the LCS spot. They're pushing in now for the turret. The shield comes out from Batoy. They're not going to get the damage just yet. Crumbs even smites away the cannon minion to help make sure they don't get pushed down too hard. But look at the wave they're coming out. The minions don't even leave their base before they die. I mean, talk about unsafe territory. And Scar again taking more poke.
We've got a shout out from Don't Mash Me to PewDiePie too. Distortion boots on that Twitch so that he's got his flash up in all situations here.
They are going to push on forward. There we go. Shield once again is their wall of pain. And wow, like look how much GGU has to respect the Dignitas disengage. The wall of pain, the Iceborne Gauntlet, and they're like, you're right, not going to shoot the turret after all, even though we have super minions flooding into your base. So great play right there. Another wave getting cleared out, and GGU look for attempt number 17 here at the front door.
Yeah, they're playing this really slow right now, very calm. They don't want to overextend. They're just waiting for the minions to do their work. And you can see how well they're doing it. They're already on this Nexus turret. Zion giving him a little help here, bursting that one down.
He's trying to run away, but he pulled enough attention. That turret almost goes down to minions, and it does. He finds one, but he's been jumped on. He's got to run away from KiwiKid. In the top lane, of course, there's pressure as well. It's going to be a 4-on-4 in the top half when they engage, as Zion has successfully run from KiwiKid. I don't know. It's a scary crocodile. He really wants to go for this one. Puts the ignite down. He's actually going all in on the KiwiKid. Zion Spartan will try to pick up the kill. Kiwi doesn't actually go down. The shield comes across as well, but he bought not enough time. The team is able to push the top half of the map as Kiwi runs into his base. Zion in a battle with Cutie Pie. This could be rough. Cutie gets the kill. The bottom Nexus turret did go down. The top inhibitor turret didn't even take more than half its health. So Zion gets a turret for his death, and they've got to back off of this one.
So Zion went down, but we have to shout out his play right there. He was just toying with Kiwi Kid there, knocking him back and forth, slowing him, cutting him so well. Wasn't able to finish him off though, because Scar in the top was just wave clearing like a madman. GGU actually weren't even able to take that top final inhibitor turret.
Wow, and talk about how stressful this must be for these guys, right? You said you can still throw the game. They've got to be careful. It can always happen. You have 2 inhibitors dead and Baron, and you can't see to the top lane. You have someone distract the top laner down to the bottom half, and you still can't push the top lane. How nerve-wracking must this be for GGU?
This is a spot for Summer Split here. They are not going to go and throw this one away. Yes, they've got a very good lead, but you can tell how cautiously they're still playing. Everybody in their chat is saying, back, back, back. Don't dive. Don't throw this one. We've got it in the bag. It looks like they're even just going to wait for another Baron spawn. With 2 inhibitors down, that means there's going to be so much pressure on Dignitas' base that it'll be very easy for GGU to force a fight around Baron or just even kite it out long enough. Well, both of those inhibitors have respawn, so it'll be a little bit tougher. But they're still going to look for that same gameplay.
That is the problem for them here. Now, Dragon is up if they want it. It's a 3,000 gold for the team if they go for it right there. Baron up in 38, and instead of looking at Dragon, they're just trying as hard as they can to make sure wards are in their favor right here. I mean, you're seeing pink wards out in Dignitas' own jungle to make sure there's less ward coverage on their side of the map. These guys know that vision is the #1 commodity right now on the map.
If I was GGU right now, I would even make the call to try and get that bottom inhibitor before forcing this Baron, because you don't have to fight around a turret. Even the bottom Nexus turret is already gone, but they go for the pick on Patoy.
He's going to have to flash break this, but gets melted out right there. Pops the ult. No, he's gone. He's gone for free. GGU finds 1 kill for nothing, and now the dissonance comes by, the acceleration gate shock blast, and they're going to try to rush down Baron. Of course, they've been spotted. Will Dignitas try to fight them 5v4? Right now, they're still collected in mid lane, and look at that. They're not. They're giving up Baron. GGU gets Baron #3 for free, and they can push in after this.
Huge pick right there. Patoy didn't even go over to check Baron. He was just in the mid lane helping out with the CS there. That's going to be a really, really crucial 30 seconds. GGU have free reign right now. They can easily take both the mid and bottom inhibitor.
And they're pushing in. They've got 27 seconds of power play right here. Mashme, full offensive build. All of his items deal damage right now. But Mashme, speaking of that, he's in a bit of a problem spot. Gets a bunch of shield, now goes in for the pressure. This could be the game-winning fight right here. It's Kiwi Kid taking a whole bunch of pain. He goes down. That's 1 picked up. Skara, Crumbs, everyone else running away. The shockwave catches Skara. Forced to Zonia's back. The knockup on Azai's part. They might pick up that kill, but Skara goes down. Here comes the Requiem. Will it be enough damage, though, as GGU tries to keep themselves alive? Shields are on. Zaya goes down. Double kill picked up for Scar. It's now a 3 versus 2 inside of Dignitas' base. Patoy and I'm a Cutie Pie. The only thing right now keeping Dignitas in the playoffs, and GGU do not want to let them hold them back. Only 1 Nexus turret remains. Wither goes off into Cutie Pie. They're pushing down the turret down to half health. Intended face checking into the Ezreal. Turret's going to go down. They're going to have minions flooding into the base. Cutie Pie getting evaporated right now, down to 300 health. Intended withers him again, but they go for the Nexus. They get it. Don't Mash, he's unstoppable, and the Nexus goes down. GGU beats Dignitas in the playoffs.
You can hear the enthusiasm in their voices right now. Congratulations to GGU. We will be seeing them again.
We will be seeing them again. Look at the just elation on their faces. Would you believe it? 85% of the summoners are wrong. And oh my gosh, the beautiful play by Good Game University. They were only up 6 kills that game, but the strategic play, they controlled that map. Fully carried. Mashme is actually carrying Daydreamin'.
Oh, I love that right there. And we will be seeing more of Dignitas as well, of course. Yeah.